And we're back with another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video, and we're going to talk about Zetas today. There's a lot of confusion on who to Zeta first, and it's like my number one question that I've been getting on my Patreon Discord server. A lot of people have been sending me pictures of their rosters, and I've been helping them to pick out their Zeta, who to Zeta next. And I have to say, mostly it depends on who is the strongest in your roster. Just because I think XYZ hero is good to Zeta, if you have him at Gear 1, 2 stars, there's no point in Zeting him. The heroes that you're Zeting have to be geared up and leveled up, and ones that you're using in the arena and for the raids. Now, we're going to go over this Zeta Report. Now, this Zeta Report is on SWGoH.gg, link in the description. And this is data compiled that shows who are the more popular Zetas. And I'm going to give my opinion on those because some of these have fallen out of favor and they're no longer good to Zeta. For example, Darth Vader is the number one here on the top, and the reason why everybody Zetaed Darth Vader's leadership ability is because he was insanely good in the Rancor raid. Now, if you have Commander Luke Skywalker, you do not need to Zeta Darth Vader. It's just that simple. I today wish I hadn't Zetaed Darth Vader because I've got Commander Luke Skywalker. He does the same thing. Him and Han can take the entire raid by themselves, and it's just that good. So, Darth Vader originally, for the longest time, was kind of like the no-brainer hero to Zeta first. He's very useful. He might become more useful in the future if Empire ever comes back, but for right now, because of Commander Luke Skywalker, I wish I wouldn't have Zetaed Darth Vader. But if you do not have Commander Luke Skywalker, go for it. He's like one of the safest Zetas that you can do. Next one is Kylo Ren. I put a Zeta on Kylo Ren as well. This outrage ability is amazing. Kylo Ren can just go all out and take out swarms of people. Now, Kylo Ren has kind of fallen out of favor and he's not being used in the arena anymore because he will use his lash out ability, the AoE, on defense, which is not as good as this outrage ability that gets protection back, does massive damage, and it stuns. This is just a really good. This Zeta is probably one of the better ones if you just want a solid hero. Now, the thing I will say about Darth Vader and Kylo Ren and Darth Maul on this list is right now I'm focusing all of my energy on territory battles and light side and rebels and so on and so on. I'm not focusing on Empire or dark side at all. So I don't know if I would recommend any of these right here on this list right here. Especially Darth Maul right here. Darth Maul was amazing. A couple months back, there was a 2-month period where Darth Maul was on top of the world. And later on, we're going to talk about the Savage Zeta. Right now, I'm not recommending Darth Maul or Savage. They've completely fallen out of favor. But I will say this. Going to Gear 12 has changed some things, and it looked like Sith got some improvement going to Gear 12, and they're a lot stronger, so maybe there'll be a resurgence in Sith. I don't know. Maybe we'll get one character that'll make the Sith amazing. We will see, but right now they're out of favor. R2-D2 is probably the most popular hero in the game right now. He's getting used everywhere. He's a rebel. He does great in territory battles. He does great in galactic war. He's awesome in the arena. He's insane. Now, he has 2 Zeta abilities, and I went and did both, and I've been very happy with both. The number crunch one, which boosts the stats to everybody else, is more important than the one that dispels, but I recommend both. But the one I would do first would be R2-D2's number crunch that gives the boost. His combat analysis is why R2-D2 is active whenever light side ally scores a critical health, dispel all debuffs on them. I think that's useful. It's not insane. It's not as good as his other one, but that's what I do. Qui-Gon Jinn probably has one of the best leadership abilities for Jedi in the game, and getting his Zeta will make Jedi very good. Now, Jedi are not really in favor, but Jedi can do well in the arena right now. I do like Jedi, and I think that Jedi are going to be important for a long time in this game. And if you're going to use a Jedi team and you want a no-brainer, awesome, amazing Zeta, I would recommend Qui-Gon Jinn. Savage was a part of Darth Maul. Do not recommend him. And then Cody. Now, this particular Zeta is useful in the heroic AAT tank raid. So if you want to do well in the heroic AAT tank raid and you have clones, this is like a no-brainer Zeta to do. I haven't really played around with clones a lot, but people that have clones, this is like the best one of all the clones to do first. But if you don't have a full team of clones, I would skip this one. Commander Luke Skywalker has 3 Zetas on him, and I gotta say they're all okay. They're not really the best, but because Commander Luke Skywalker is probably the best hero in the game right now, and the reason why I say that is that he is amazing in territory battles, I use him all the time, everywhere, in all modes of the game, so it made a lot of sense for me to do this Zeta right here. It binds all things, and that is his unique. Now, he has 2 more Zetas. His leadership seems to be the weakest of the 3. His other unique would be my second choice. I may do that. I may not do that. I think I'm more interested right now in doing Han's Zeta before I do Commander Luke Skywalker's second Zeta. Darth Nihilus. Wound in the Force. Now, this is his unique. He also has a leadership Zeta. I don't see people use his leadership Zeta that much, and I'll say this about his Zeta. It does help in the arena because it confuses the computer by putting negative status effects, and it causes them to dispel at the wrong time. And I think that is very good. But it really doesn't do anything. It just gives health down on them for 2 turns. It really doesn't affect the outcome of the battle other than tricking the AI. I did Zeta Darth Nihilus because I used Darth Nihilus everywhere. For the longest time, I felt Darth Nihilus was the best hero in the game. He is insanely good, believe me. I'm not saying he's bad at all or anything like that. It's just that this Zeta is... I don't know. If you're using him all the time and you've got an extra Zeta, go ahead and throw it on there. It'll help you in the arena, but it really doesn't do that much. But because I use Darth Nihilus all day, all the time, it made sense for me to do it, and it did help a little bit, just a little bit in the arena because it confuses the AI. Finn balance tactics. Now, look at this. 81% of the people that took Finn to gear 10 Zeta'd him, and that's because this Zeta is what makes Resistance work. Without this Zeta, the Resistance teams are not viable. They don't work at all. I'm thinking that Resistance is going to get a lot better going forward with the episode 8 coming out. I'm expecting a ton of First Order and a ton of Resistant heroes to come out, and I'm hoping that Resistance will get a huge boost because of that, and same thing with First Order. This makes a lot of sense to have Finn Zeta'd if you're going to build a Resistant ally. You have to. Darth Sidious, again, this was a part of the Maul meta. Don't recommend Zeta him today. He was also useful with Darth Vader as lead in the pit raid, but I don't know. Not that usable anymore today. He's kind of squishy. R2 combat analysis. So this is the second. R2 is the only hero that I've put 2 Zetas on, and I've been happy with both. Combat analysis is definitely my second pick of the 2. Barriss, swift recovery. Now, this could be a situational thing, but Barriss is basically anti-critical hits. Now, right now, General Kenobi with Barriss is a very, very, very good team. The synergy between the 2. If you don't have General Kenobi, I don't know if I would Zeta out Barriss, but together, a Zeta Barriss with General Kenobi is insanely good right now. A lot of people have been upset that there's Gear 12 heroes showing up in their arena. This General Kenobi and Zeta Barriss, along with 3 other good heroes like Commander Luke Skywalker, Nihilus, and R2, can pretty much take any team. Also, in the territory battles, never once did I lose when I used General Kenobi as lead and Zeta Barriss, even in the 7th round. Building a team around those 2 with 3 strong heroes. I was using Jedi Knight Anakin, I was using Commander Luke Skywalker, and so on. Those other 3 heroes are not as important, but together those 2 is an insanely good combo. I highly recommend it. She is going to be viable only when critical damage and critical hit teams are in the meta, which right now Rebels are largely dependent on critical hits. Grand Admiral Thrawn, of course, he's got a couple Zetas, and the one that I would recommend doing first is his Ebb and Flow. That is very, very good. It makes his counter chance happen quite a bit more, which is needed when he's fracturing. If you have Grand Admiral Thrawn, you're going to want to do that. I personally have not done this Zeta. I'm probably going to do Raid Han before I do that. Boba Fett, do not recommend this Zeta. I did do this Zeta and myself, and it did help a little bit in Galactic War. And what happened in the arena is that he's not really viable anymore because he pretty much is like a poor man's version of Nihilus. Now, a lot of people can get Boba Fett very early in the game, and I do recommend him. And it's an okay Zeta, especially in Galactic War, and it did help me in the arena. It just seems a little bit overkill, and I don't really recommend it. Grandmaster Yoda, that works if you're doing the Qui-Gon Jinn. So once you've done Qui-Gon Jinn in the Jedis, and if you're building a Jedi team, you're also going to want to do Grandmaster Yoda. Darth Nihilus, Lord Hungar, this is his leadership ability. I have not seen a viable Sith Darth Nihilus leadership team to date, so I don't really recommend this Zeta. And then this is the one, the newest round of reworks that has really got my attention, and I think this is going to be the Zeta to get. This is the one that I'm going to get next. Everybody that's gotten this Zeta really likes it. Han Solo's shoot first. This affects his basic attack so that basically he shoots a second time. So the cool thing about Han Solo's basic attack, if he hits and they have over 50% turn meter, they actually will lose turn meter, and then it'll hit a second time, and it could potentially knock down turn meter twice. Like if they have 85% turn meter, it's going to knock it down to 50. The second hit's going to knock it down another 35, which is insanely good. Boy, Commander Luke Skywalker and Captain Han Solo can go through the pit raid by themselves, and like some people are doing it in like 7 minutes, but this shoot first adds that second attack, and it's so good. And the second attack will do bonus damage if you have less than 50% turn meter. Rebels are on fire right now. Rebels are very important. This guy is very good in territory battles, pretty much all parts of the game, and very good. I'm going to leave it there. Those are the heroes that I recommend on my list. And I just wanted to send a shout out to everyone on Patreon that has been supporting. Big shout out to these guys right here. And I really hope you enjoyed this video today. And if you did, you're in luck. For every single person that likes this video, you will be getting an 8-star C-3PO. Not a scam. All jokes aside, really, you guys, I do appreciate all the support I've been getting lately. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Tons of new content coming out. Plus, I'll have my top 10 heroes for this month coming out in a couple days. And new secret videos coming out very soon. I'm pretty excited about it. As always, guys, thanks for watching and keep on gaming.